name's Chad Rifflin, and I am a guitar player, play for fun, and been playing for almost 20 years now. I got interested in playing guitar through a friend of mine who was quite young at the time, who started playing and was very talented, and we were both helping out with our church, and he lent me a guitar and I learned to play. So I am a child of the 80s, and that was a very, we'll say, eclectic time when it came to music. So I listened to things like Prince, Van Halen, Phil Collins, and all of the fantastic one-hit wonders, and the typical bands you think of from the 80s like Tears for Fears, etc. So at one point I played guitar fairly seriously. I worked for a local church as both the music leader and guitar player, so I practiced for performance on a very regular basis. And for the past 5 years I've played guitar just for my own personal enjoyment, to create music, do some recording, and just play the things that I enjoy. Pretend I'm a rock star at home once in a while. So my favorite guitarist of all time would be the late Eddie Van Halen, who passed away back in the fall. Grew up when his music was very popular, when the band Van Halen was popular, so it was something that always really spoke to me when it came to his style and his approach of creating music with the guitar. It's just something that was so different. But I have a lot of different guitarists that have always interested me. Stevie Ray Vaughan as a more blues guitarist. I would also say more acoustic guitarists like Phil Keaggy, heavy guitarists like Mark Tremonti, so it really runs the whole gamut. There were a lot of different contexts within which I was able to perform, which was very interesting. Performing live is, to me, the most enjoyable part of music, because you're able to connect with people and see the reaction to what you are offering. So I performed both in the context of church services, which was a wonderful experience, and that could go in many different directions, as I'm sure people could imagine. But then also had the opportunity to do several concerts and benefit concerts. That was really satisfying, and it was great to have, an environment where it's more of like a traditional show, where you were able to do some different things, incorporate some other aspects into the performance, and have people enjoy it from a different perspective. So I think the thing that keeps me going with playing guitar is a number of different things. For one, it's a great creative outlet, as a lot of other activities are, but with guitar in particular, there's just so many layers to it that you don't even know you're getting yourself into when you start. You think you're just learning how to play an instrument, but in addition to learning how to play an instrument, you're learning how to create music and to create a sound that fits within a song. And with the guitar, there's many different ways to do that, both acoustically and when it comes to an electric guitar, which I really prefer, because there's all these effects and different tones that you create with the guitar, and the equipment that you get that really makes it exciting and fun, and different types of guitars that change that sound. So your palette for creating art is really broad and unique, and you can make it as unique as you want, and there's just a certain sense of freedom that I think any guitarist receives and enjoys from that. Connect with your current mood. You can connect with what you're going through emotionally, whether you want to sound heavy and nasty and hard and get that out in that way, or you're just feeling mellow and you want to make some chill sounds and just be at peace for a while. You can do that with guitar, and I think that's what has always appealed to me, and probably to a lot of different guitarists as well. So these are the guitars that are important to me right now. A lot of guitarists will own multiple types of guitars because they all have something unique that it will bring to whatever it is you're trying to do musically. So 3 is actually a small number of guitars for a serious guitarist to have. But the basics about these guitars, first would be, this is an acoustic guitar, and these two are electric guitars. And people have probably heard that term before, but the main difference is, with an acoustic guitar you don't need an amplifier in order to make sound with that, whereas with an electric guitar you do. With guitars, they are all very personal to the player. There's something that you always remember about where you played, who you played with, what was going on at that time with that guitar. So it can make it something that you really connect with, and that's why guitarists will have things that they hold on to for a while that are unique to them. These two electric guitars I play the most because that's what I prefer to do. The differences between these that will create a unique sound come within the ways that the guitars are built, depending upon the length of the strings from top to bottom, as well as the electronics that go into the guitar, and the type of wood, honestly, that the guitar is made of. And you can see that there's different types of wood, even just based on these different color variations here. But this one in particular is probably the one that warrants the most explaining, because it's the one that's most special to me, because I ordered it as a kit, and I ordered all of the parts specifically, which makes it a very unique guitar, and actually a one-of-a-kind guitar with the design that I put on it. This is the one that I've played the most in performing, and the one that will probably go in the coffin with me when I leave this earth. So this guitar, very, very special, and something that I will always hold on to throughout my life. So that's a little bit about guitars and what make them special to me.